So within the past month or so, I finally moved to a new office. My current office is no longer in Parker Hall, the mathematics building. My old office in Parker Hall was leaking water from the ceiling because that building is so old and they still have not yet torn it down. We will be getting a new mathematics building in the next year or so, and I'll be moving to that new building, I think, in summer of 2026. However, my old office in Parker Hall was just not going to make it that long, and given that I have these giant sculptures, wooden sculptures that I've built that will be going into the new building, we could not run the risk of them getting damaged or wet by the ceiling collapsing in my old office. Not to mention I got sick of dripping water and buckets catching dripping water and so forth. So I have moved to a new office that is actually in Smith Hall on campus. There are actually two Smith Halls. I am not in O.D. Smith Hall. I am in M.W. Smith Hall. And this is my new office, which is quite sizable. It even has its own break room in the back. This used to be a conference room before it was vacated by some other department, but it is a very big office. Fortunately, plenty of space because, again, I need plenty of space given these large dice that I have to store until they are relocated to the new building. Given that I have a new office and I'm in a new building, I always like to explore new buildings. Stepping out into the ante room or the reception area. Here I have my name tag at my office. This is a whole suite of offices, most of which at this point are going to be taken up by displaced mathematics faculty. We have someone else from another department. She was here first. I'm not sure who she is, but she's not in the math department, but she is welcome to stay here. But this is a reception area that's just kind of empty right now. But what I wanted to really show is if I go out into the hallway, and again, this is M.W. Smith Hall. Here is the main entrance that I come through every day now. And right in here is this old suite of offices. And I noticed the other day that this door was unlocked. And I absolutely have to explore any suite of abandoned offices with unlocked doors. So you'll notice that this is very much like the suite of offices where my new office is. This is a number of different rooms, but these are all abandoned. I don't have any idea who used to be in these offices, but there's not even any furniture. There's actually some water damage down here, it looks like. And maybe they were, I don't know, catching water or something, I don't know. But definitely these offices are not being used. So this is all pretty boring. I was exploring this last week and just kind of thinking, okay, not a big deal. There's not any furniture or anything. Here's some old cabinets with a few old, I don't know what this is, what these are, but nothing of real interest. And it goes on for a little ways to this back office. Someone on the door wrote retired. I don't know if they were referring to themselves or to the offices. But again, here's a window outside, but it's blocked by some big contraption. So pretty boring all in all, except this space right here, which I will turn on the light, because here, I don't know how to, there's no real overhead light for the hallway, but here is an old vault door. This, I don't know if this will light up at all because I don't see an outside door, but you can see there's a combination lock right here, an old handle. This is built into the wall. Let me see if I can find a light switch. No, I can't find a good light switch for this light right above me. That's a shame. Anyway, back to this crazy vault, this storeroom right here, which looks like it's just being used storage for paper and office supplies and cleaning materials. But look at this door that leads into it. This is an old steel vault. What in the world is this room doing in here? This building, M.W. Smith Hall, used to belong to the forestry department. I don't think any forestry people are still in here. Why in the world would they need what is essentially a bank vault door or something? What were they keeping in here? You see these giant pins, the handle, and these huge steel hinges, and just the frame completely steel. And I mean, this door is, let's see, you won't be able to read this. This is a tag from the manufacturer. It's a Safe Manufacturers National Association tag. So I mean, this is like a legit vault door. And again, sorry it's so dark on the outside here, but I have no idea what this is doing here. This is at room 107, this little storage closet, but that certainly seemed worthy of making a video about. So for some reason in this old building, in this side little hallway, they have this room which is now just a storage room, but at one point stored something so important that they have a 6-inch thick steel door vault to it. If I learn more about that, I will update, but I have no idea.